Good morning, everyone. I hope this finds you well and living your best life in Jesus Christ. My mom used to say that she had a child for every season, and it was true. My brother Mark's favorite season is spring. He loves to grow things, and he always loved the change from snow and drab to vibrant green. In the spring, if you visit his home, you will find pots of starters everywhere, tomato starters on the porch, or flowers in the garage, and all kinds of stuff in the house. He just loves the rebirth that spring represents. My brother Craig, on the other hand, loves the winter for some bizarre reason I'll never understand. He loves winter sports and holidays and talks in reverent tones about walking through the woods in the winter, about the silence of a dark and snowy evening, and of the quiet and serenity he feels. He says that winter is the place or the time when the earth is at rest and at peace. And I think there's something in him that longs for that peace. My oldest brother, Tim, has always loved the summer. When we were growing up, I remember thinking Tim was the modern version of Tom Sawyer or Huck Finn. From the moment school was out for the summer, Tim was off. You never knew where he was, off in the woods in his shorts and a t-shirt and bare feet, running from sun up to sundown. Tim used to say, "Summer's my life," and I think to him it represents the joy of living and the endless opportunities of life, even today. Well, by now I'm sure you figured out that my favorite time of year is the fall. There are so many things about the fall that bring me joy. I love driving through the mountainsides right when the leaves are turning, or sitting on the bleachers with my band kids during a football game, setting up the yard for Halloween and the myriad trick-or-treaters in their costumes, and just sitting on the porch in the afternoon and evening, enjoying the crisp smell of freshly fallen leaves. Fall reminds me how small I am in the big picture of life, and yet how important I am to God. With the fall season comes things that bring such comfort and remind me that God is in all things. See, I grew up in the hills of West Virginia, as I'm sure most of you did. I have been blessed to have traveled a lot of places, both here in the United States and in Europe, but I can say that there is no greater beauty, no more wonderful place than our home here among the hills. I grew up on the top of a mountain where I was blessed to have family that loved me, unlimited woods to roam in, brothers to play with and, well, occasionally fight with, and where I always felt safe. I lived in what I would call a kid's version of paradise. I have so many fond memories of family gatherings under the massive oak and poplar trees on the mountain, and hours of walking through the hills with my dad. I remember raking mountains of leaves to jump into. I remember making apple butter and stirring that big pot for hours until my arms ached, and we'd already been peeling apples for what I thought was forever. But I remember mostly the feeling of being small in a great big world. Back then, Mom used to read Psalms before bed, and I remember her telling us that the mountains were big, but that our God was bigger. She would read Psalm 92, which says, "Before the mountains were born, or you gave birth to the earth and the world, even from everlasting to everlasting, you are God." No matter what, I've always known that God was real because his handiwork has been there to remind me here in my beautiful West Virginia home. I love traveling through the mountains in the fall and seeing God's beauty, which to me is just beyond words. Red, orange, yellow, brown, every part of every mountain peak and hill covered with vibrant colors. Where summer paints a picture of perfect greens shaded with all the right accents, in the fall, God would paint a picture of change that was full of vibrant color and warm tones. Even as a child, I could see the detail of his master hand on every mountain, and I knew that he was a God who created and turned things into indescribable beauty. It reminds me that in Ecclesiastes 3:11 it says, "He has made everything beautiful in its time." I guess that's my point. He's made everything beautiful in its time. Every season has a beauty all its own. And the amazing thing is that they all sing the praises of our Creator. In Genesis 8:22, God tells Noah, "As long as the earth endures, seed time and harvest, cold and heat, summer and winter, day and night will never cease." See, we can take comfort that even as the seasons come and go, they proclaim his glory and remind us that our God is there and he's in control, never changing and always ready with love and mercy and grace. And just as he has made all of his creations so beautiful, so it is with us, his greatest creation. He wants us to know that he is there for us even as our lives go through different seasons, and that with his help we can be beautiful also in every season of our lives, so long as we, like the seasons themselves, declare his glory. So, as we enter the fall season, the time of falling leaves and football and apple butter and pumpkin rolls and pumpkin spiced everything, I can hardly wait. Let's take some time to stop and glory in the beauty, power, glory, and grace of our Lord as he works his will in our earthly seasons and also in the seasons of our lives. Let us take comfort in that he is always there. He's always with us. He's always ready to make everything beautiful in its time. Even me. Mom was right. She had a son for every season. I hope you make today a terrific day, and I want you to know that I'm here if you need me. I love you all.